Thanks for tuning into this video. My name is Savannah Sayers. I'm the Education and Outreach Specialist at the SWFHC Housing Council. And today we're going to be joined by Darrel Christianson with Ability360. And we have some questions and just kind of want to get talking to you about, housing and the disability community specifically, in your area in Phoenix, but also Arizona and in the whole state. So if you want to go ahead and just give a little introduction, about yourself and what you do.
Hi, everybody. My name is Darrel Christianson. I am the Vice President of Community Integration here at Ability360, one of the largest centers for independent living in the nation, and certainly the largest here in Arizona. And with that, we work with people with all types of disabilities, physical, sensory, and cognitive disabilities, to really empower people to be independent in the community, to have choices and options. And we do this through various programs. We are an advocate organization. And one thing that sets us apart from other organizations is that we have a representation of our staff and board where over half of the folks are people with disabilities themselves. So we're not just talking the talk, we're rolling the roll.
That's great. Yeah, that's great to hear. I did not know that actually. So, talking about housing, obviously, with us at the SWFHC Housing Council, what would you say in Arizona, but even if you have any knowledge on the national level, really, what are some of the most prominent housing issues that people with disabilities are facing right now?
Well, first of all, I think people may be surprised to hear that between 20 and 25% of the population has a permanent disability that affects one or more major life activities. So even here in the Phoenix Valley, we're about 1 million strong, million residents with a permanent disability. So the housing piece is very important as they look to integrate or reintegrate into the community. The housing piece, along with employment and transportation, are huge. Right now, no matter where you are in Arizona, we have a severe shortage on the number of accessible and affordable units so that people can integrate into the community. So it's not segregated housing, but integrate through the community as people wish. So the housing is accessible and affordable that we're needing to work on.
Yeah. So what would you say, as housing, advocates for your clients, what, for people to know what you do or where they can look for help, for instance, do you help your clients with, if, for instance, if the housing provider refuses to help them make their unit more accessible, can they go to you? Is that something that you help, work with your clients with?
Right, good question. We do advocate on people's behalf to help them get their civil rights met through the Fair Housing Act or the Americans with Disabilities Act. So we advocate with them. We teach self-advocacy, and we also do a great deal of education of property owners, landlords, people in the housing industry to know that it's good business as well.
Right.
And I think it's, over the years, it's been wonderful that the two agencies have partnered time and again, where we have a greater voice together to really educate folks on what the laws are and what the spirit of the law is too, as well as the letter of the law.
Right, yeah, absolutely. And it's definitely helpful to be able, for us to partner with organizations like yours who are actually working directly with, the clients that we wish to reach because they're the ones experiencing housing discrimination. So what would you say are what would you like to see change specifically in, if you're talking locally in the Phoenix area, but in the state, in the next, couple of years that you think would really help your community?
Well, I think our community is everyone's community in that the accessible features are very advantageous for not only people with all types of disabilities, but as our society ages, the baby boomers, we're getting older, and those accessible features can be done at a much, much lower cost up front for new construction. Implement those features right in, right off the top.
Right.
We find that it makes good business sense. We find that units are leased up with waiting lists because there's such a demand, and really educate folks on the advantages. And so, we're not against anybody making money. Of course, people in the housing industry, need to make a living,
Right.
but in doing so, they can reach that goal by really assisting folks with any type of reasonable accommodations that come along and make those changes. We also do some work with home modifications, and so we can help in that regard.
Okay.
So there's a couple different ways that we can assist, and also I should say, just the enforcement of current laws. It's
Right.
the fair housing laws. Both agencies have been working on this for quite a long time. We keep needing to educate folks, so it's a win-win for everybody, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where can people find you? If they want to whether they want to become involved in helping your organization or they need assistance themselves, but they don't know where to start, how can they contact you?
Right, great question, thank you. We are simply at Ability360.org. And so you can check us out there. And also our main number is 602-256-2245. And certainly, ask for me, Darrel Christianson, to help out, and check it out to see how we can work together to make this a better community for everybody. We're really, housing is so vital for stability in our lives and families as well. So
Yeah, of course. And I'll put all of your information down, in the description and the caption so that people can, be able to find you without having to write down the number. So as for the Southwest for Housing Council, you can go to our website, SWFHC.com, which you can find also, and I'll put in the description box. We're actually currently hiring for a couple of positions, and we're constantly hiring for kind of testers that we do. So I'll put all that information down below. And, I do want to touch on the majority of our complaints are disability related, a very large percentage, not only in Arizona, but across the country. So with such a large majority of the population being, having a disability, many times that's why so many of our complaints are disability related. So it's definitely important that, and we try to focus a lot of our education and outreach on specifically disability related housing issues, because there are hundreds, thousands of organizations who are, trying to do what we're doing, what you're doing. So it's definitely a very important issue. And I really appreciate you, Darrel, for taking the time, just a couple minutes today, to talk with us about what you do. If you need assistance just to clarify, are you only in Phoenix, or can they contact you from anywhere in the state?
Right. We primarily serve Maricopa and Pinal counties. Okay. However, there are 4 other centers for independent living in the state. And so you can just contact us and we'll put the folks in touch with the center in their area. Yep.
Okay, great. Awesome. That's great to know. Well, thank you so much, Darrel, and hope you have a great rest of your day. If anyone needs to contact us or him, I'll have all the information in the description below.
Thanks, Savannah. Appreciate your time.